세제 털과 크랑이 성분은 행복하게 살았습니다. Oh, hello there. I bet you're wondering why I'm studying the Korean language. No? Well, I'm gonna tell you anyway, because today, literally right now, I'm gonna teach you how to make a classic Korean college kid dish. This dish is often famous for its high level of spice, varies from cheese version to seafood version. And it's also relatively cheap to make and cheap to buy. And that's why you see a lot of college kids around the campuses usually eating this stuff after a long night of partying hard. Tteokbokki, spelled Tteokbokki, pronounced Tteokbokki. It's delicious. It's got these really nice glutinous rice cakes, nice, and it fills your belly. It's got garlic, onion, sweetness, spiciness. So to truly get the essence of this dish, we're gonna have to do two things. And that's one, we're gonna have to study very, very hard. And then two, we're gonna have to get very, very drunk. Cheers. Let's do this. So first thing you're gonna need for this is tteok, or rice cakes. What I have here are long strips that you can find at any Asian bakery, but usually you find it already pre-cut and placed in a bag, ready to cook. But here you see, I have to cut these. You can see these are pretty sticky. Just pull them apart, they break away easily. And if you need to, just go ahead and use your knife. And so I'm gonna make about 1 inch cut pieces, maybe one a little more, and just do that until you have all your pieces in about that shape. Oh, lost one there. It's all right, just like this. So here I'm going to use dashi broth. You could use whatever broth you like a veg or beef, but this I just think gives a really good Korean aspect to it. Has a fish flavor, which is very prominent in Korea, and you can find the recipe to this particular broth in the description box below. So this here we have is gochujang, which is Korean chili paste. Looks just like this, red container, and here in this green container we have doenjang, which is another type of Korean paste. It's kind of like miso, if you've ever heard of that. It's just fermented barley. And if you have trouble finding it, just look for the green and red boxes with Korean writing on it. So we know how to smash our garlic right, and then we're just gonna go ahead and chop it up real here. It doesn't have to be too pristine, something about like that. So I have my paste, sesame oil, and I'm gonna put the garlic in there, as well as some gochujang or Korean chili flakes to give it a little extra spicy kick. And then we're just going to slowly incorporate our dashi broth in there. This will take the paste and turn it into a liquid, which will be easier to incorporate into our large broth. So we just want it to look something like this. You can even go ahead and taste it at this point. Delicious. So here I just have some traditional cabbage you might find in an American supermarket, but you can really use any kind of cabbage you like. If there's a little bit of brown, just cut that off, and then you get fresh, nice cabbage like this. We're just gonna cut that in half, and then we're gonna cut it into strips, and then we're gonna turn it 90 degrees, and then we're gonna cut it again into little towers. And then when you push it over, they'll all fall over just like this. You can go ahead and pull apart if needed. Really just want nice, boxy looking uniform pieces, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's go ahead and add our scallions, pa or green onion. We'll just split those guys in half. And then here we have some garlic chives. I'm just gonna go ahead. These bottom parts are a little harder, so I'm just gonna put those by themselves and then follow suit. And then here I have Korean fish cake kebabs. Basically, it's just fish mixed with, I think, flour and egg. Anyway, you can find these in any Korean grocery store or a lot of different Asian supermarkets. These are the frozen sticks, and then everything's already cooked, so all I have to do is reheat it in the pot. So now we have our dashi broth, our paste mixture, our cabbage, our fish, and our greens. And of course, our tteok, beautifully cut and ready to cook. So first things first, we're gonna fill this guy with dashi broth. Now we're gonna put in our paste mixture. Get some of that in there. Nice and mixed in. Got a little guy trying to escape. We're gonna sit and we're gonna let that get to a boil. In the meantime, cheers. Delicious. All right, we can see it's coming to a boil, and we'll throw in tteokbokki, our tteok. I'm just gonna have that stir in there. And cabbage is another thing, that takes a long time to cook. So once this has been going for 4 minutes, we're just gonna go ahead and dump in our cabbage. And you might get like these big chunky pieces of cabbage. That's all right. But see, it'll separate once it starts boiling. So now we're at a really nice boil here, and that's really what we want. And it just looks so pretty. And this is how a lot of times you'll get it served at like some kind of like pub. You'll even get your own burner, and they'll bring it out like at this stage, and then it'll finish off on your table, still nice and bubbly and hot. It's really fun. And we can see our rice cakes are getting a lot plumper. And we're just kind of making sure everything's submerged, make sure nothing's sticking. I'm gonna put these two skewers on. Oh yeah, look at that. This is why I like doing it like this, just because I think it looks cool. And you can do whatever seafood you want. You can do fresh seafood. You can do chicken if you want. You can do pork. You can do tofu. You can literally put whatever you want in here. Go f***ing wild with it. But I'm just doing this to kind of defrost them. But these are all already cooked. They're just frozen. So you really are just heating them up at this point. Keeps with the whole school trend, you know. It's kind of like school cheap food. We're not eating caviar on our tteokbokki, although I would not be opposed to it. So I'm being very delicate with this. I'm pushing it to the max in fullness here. You know, you studied hard and now you're nice and liquored up. The last thing you want is to run out of food. So go ahead, fill that pot all the way to the tippy top. You can always clean your oven later the next day. We're just gonna kind of let this go, and the liquid's gonna, you know, reduce, and that rice is gonna get nice and release all its starch into the liquid, and the liquid's gonna get nice and goopy. Something you can pick up with your spoon and, you know, drink, and it's delicious. So we can just slide these off, and then we have that. We're gonna go ahead and reduce our heat a little bit right here. And look at that sauce. See how it's all like sticking to the spoon? That's a good sign. And keep that nice bubble going. And then we're gonna add all greens. I think greens are a great part in this dish. You know, it lightens it up. And I know you're also thinking, hey Chris, are you gonna eat that all yourself? You bet your goddamn butt I am. You know, everything's cooked, heated through. The sauce looks nice and thick, and I would say we're done. But I'm gonna take this tteokbokki to a new level that you're not even gonna be able to f***ing handle. And that is adding fresh mozzarella cheese. Mozzarella cheese is such a good cheese. It goes on, you know, pizza, pasta. I have about half a pound of cheese, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it. When talking about cheese and sustainability, it's one of the least sustainable things out there. But eating cheese at home is significantly less taxing on the environment than eating cheese outside, just because restaurants produce so much more carbon. So if you are gonna eat cheese, do it, but do it in your own home like I am here. And we're gonna finish this off in the oven. We're gonna put it on the highest setting you can go. If you have broil, go ahead and broil it. We want it to cook until it's nice, melty, and got those like little brown spots all over it. Oh, hello there. All right, so I want to bring you guys down here because you gotta see this. So here I have the broiler, and just look at that. Oh, that's exactly what you want. See, it's starting to brown a little bit up top, getting nice and bubbly. That's what dreams are made of. All right, so I'm gonna take it out right now. I forgot it's in the broiler, not the oven. Really feeling that soju. All right. So we got a little crispier than we might have wanted. But hey, that's what happens when you're drinking and cooking, right? So this is the end product. This is what you want. If you invite a girl to your house, and if you cook her this, or vice versa, if you're a girl and you invite the man of your dreams, the girl of your dreams, if you invite that person over that you really want to hunker down with, and you make them this, I put my name on it, that it will happen, and I expect an invitation to your wedding. And to make this even more traditional, you know, we went off the beaten path here, and I want to give you a brief history about tteokbokki. And tteokbokki, you know, wasn't always looking like this. It was like the royal family would be with the rice cakes and usually like beef or some like high-end dish. But actually, this version of tteokbokki has only been around since about the 50s, which is, of course, when South Korea really actually formed, and they had a lot of more Western influence, things like cheese. But how this actually happened was a woman was trying to open up a Chinese restaurant, and she was, you know, making recipes, accidentally had her rice cakes fall into the hot sauce, and she couldn't throw it away, so she still ate it and said, you know what, I think I'm onto something here. Thus, tteokbokki was formed to really pay respect to this dish. You gotta dump hot sauce onto it. Here I have Hekberdark sosu, which is my favorite sauce in Korea. You know, I have stockloads of this. Every time I go to Korea, I come back with at least 10 bottles. Less talky, more eating, huh? And just... even begin to describe to you how delicious this is and how much I love this dish. and I hope you love it too. So I want you to go to your local Korean grocery store, Asian supermarket, Walmart, Myers, the Wiggly Piggly, whatever it is, and try to find the Dok. Amazon probably sells rice cake. I'll put the link in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. This dish, you know, you're getting drunk, you studied hard, it just really brings out that high school person in you, and then you're just gonna wanna